Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
March the 4th, Titan FC returns with Titan FC 37, their first show of the year. They have got Robert Washington facing off with Grant Dawson. I am joined by Robert. Thank you very much for joining me and giving me some of your time to talk. Now, you're coming back to the promotion. You must be looking forward to getting back on to Titan FC, getting yourself into 2016 into winning ways. And you've got yourself, though, a good opponent in Grant Dawson. He's undefeated. He's definitely going to make sure you're on your toes and you've basically got everything on point for when you fight.
I think he's a great opponent. It's a great stylistic matchup for myself. I'm definitely excited to be back fighting with Titan. I'm 2-1 with Titan. The only loss is a split decision loss. So I got a lot of momentum with this organization. I like the organization. I like Jeff Ernst. They treat me well. And I told him, hey man, I'm ready, and I'm in the best position and place in my life right now. So this is probably going to be my best performance to date. I have nothing, everything in my mind, the way my mind, body, and feels. I feel like this is going to be my best performance to date.
Now, you haven't had a fight since, I think it's May last year, May 2015. You've had a bit of time between fights. In that time off, is this the reason why you feel mentally you've got your mindset and everything in the right place with the time off, training? I imagine you've went and addressed some issues in training. Is that what it all is? Just a collective of things that fall into place?
Yeah, so, during that time I found I was able to find a lot about myself. I was helping other people at the gym, and I was able to learn a lot about myself through helping other people. For one thing, the last 5 years of my life, I've been going to school full-time, working full-time, managing my family, and trying to be a full-time fighter. This is the first time in 5 years since I was 9-1 that I'm not going to school or grad school or anything like that. So mentally, I'm in a different place. My last fight, I had just bought a house. I was in the process of buying a house. My wife was 9 months pregnant. I was in grad school, finishing up my MBA. There's no way I should have fought that last fight. Even the fight before that with Titan, I was never mentally stable enough to fight. And now, I can focus on my family and train. That's all I do now. I watch videos and I hang out with my family and I train. So there's no side distractions. And I was always physically fit, but I would break mentally and fight mentally. So now I feel like I'm on the point where my mental and my physicalness is at the same level. So it's going to be it's going to be nice to see how I can perform at 100%.
Man, I have to say, there's a lot of things to be doing as well as fighting, my man. I don't know how you found any time to sleep.
Yeah, you don't. You got to be creative. Like, there's sacrifices you have to make to be great in anything you have to do. And I made a lot of sacrifices, but I didn't prioritize my sacrifices. So, now my sacrifices are done. So, I have my degrees, so I'm not doing this for the money. And, I'm not doing this for anything. I'm doing this because I want to do it. So, I sacrifice time away from my family for this. So, even for this fight. So, I want to go out there, I want to perform. This is something I want to do, and when I perform and I do a great job, hopefully I can inspire others, to get off the couch and do something,
Hey, I've got to say, firstly, congratulations having the little one there. I'm sure your missus and you are very happy with the little one, and congratulations on your course. You passed. Now you finished your qualifications. Well done on that as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, like you say, you've got time to focus. You want to get to winning ways, and the fight game shouldn't be about the money. The fight game should be about the fight in itself, the passion for competing, and that seems to be where you are mentally. That mindset, you're competing and want to put on a performance. What have you been looking to address then in your time? I say your time off, but I mean, since you last competed, what have you been looking to address, and what kind of areas you've been working on?
So me just being more relaxed in my fight and training properly. So not just going, resting my body, and being able, just even small things like stretching properly, like being mixing up everything, my training routine, not just doing the same thing over and over and over and over. So I was able to do different things. I was able to diversify my training, which then helps diversify my attacks when I fight. So I'm not going to be the same fighter that you saw before. I have some things that I've been working on, and I really want to showcase them on
March the
my
4th.
support, from my wrestling to my striking to my ground game. So.
Now, your opponent, Grant Dawson, like I said before, he's undefeated. He's got a lot of momentum. He'll have a lot of confidence going in. When you're going to fight an opponent like this, is there something in you that says, I can be the first guy on his list? I can be the first guy to take. I could hand the first loss. Is there like a little mini incentive in the back of your mind, thinking, I want to get the win first and foremost. It's all about me, but there's something about taking someone's O.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, I think for me it's just getting the win more than anything. I could care if he was 8-8 and I got another. The win is the win, and it's how I perform. So it doesn't make me feel any better by being an undefeated guy. At one point I was 8-0 in my career, so and I took a loss, a devastating loss. So being 8-0 is nothing to me. I mean, you 8-0, but me, if I was 8-0 and I was UFC champion, I was 8-0 and I beat 4 top 40 guys in the world, 4 top 10 guys in the world, then that's something, okay, patting on the back. But being 8-0 is nothing to me. You look at the competition you fought and stuff like that. That's an achievement in itself, but the records mean nothing in this sport. It comes down and strategic game planning, and in that case, who wants it the most? Who in that case? So that 8-0 record and taking that 0 from him means nothing. The record itself means nothing. I looked at his style, and I said, "This is a great fight for me." I didn't even have to look at the record. It could have been 20-0. I would have said, "This is a great fight for me." And that what it came down to.
You know what? You're right. It does happen because look. The best example I can say to anyone is, look at what happened with Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm. I know Holly was undefeated, but no one gave Holly Holm a shot in hell. It's completely different circumstances and everything. But like you said, it's all about on the day when you step in the cage. His 8-0 means nothing because when he goes in there, it's almost like you're starting afresh because you're starting anew every time you go in the cage.
Yeah, man. With Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm case, look at Holly Holm's fight before that. She fought a guy that was a girl that was 6-4, or a couple fights before that, and she beat her split decision. So you look at that and you look, okay, but you put these two matchups together and it becomes a great fight, and she dominates a girl like Ronda Rousey. You think that who won it the most and who had the best strategic game plan, who had the best coaches in their corner. She prepared for that battle, and she was just a better man that day. And I think if it happened again, it'd be the same thing. But it's just who wanted it the most at that time and who had the best game plan. Now, Holly Holm would have tried to wrestle with her, then she would have lost the fight. So
probably. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I probably would have been differently, but the game plan was set. Do you have a game plan set for this fight coming up that you're working on, that you're drilling on, or are you just looking to just basically kind of react to what he comes at you with?
Well, you know what? I'll be lying if I said I didn't have a game plan set. And I respect a lot of things you do as a mixed martial artist because he does do some things well, but he does do a lot of things that's not well also. He's still developing. He's still a kid, so he's still learning. He's 21, 22 years old, so he's still learning. So he can be a little bit better than he was in his last fight in January. So I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for all aspects. But I do have a game plan and plan for this fight. That we have to go to Plan B. Plan B's ready. But it's pretty much going to be. It's real simple. I mean, we're not. I'm not going to do anything crazy. It's going to be simple. It's going to be a simple fight. He doesn't do anything literally out of 29 fights that I haven't seen before. And I'm probably the most explosive strongest, probably the best. I'm the most explosive, best striker, best wrestler he's faced thus far right now. So he has a lot of stuff on his plate that he's going to have to deal with. And I don't think he's prepared to deal with it. And I think he is, because he thinks guys at his count to stimulate me. But when I'm training and I'm fighting properly, there's nobody that can stimulate me. And when my mental preparedness, because I'm a beast in the gym. I train hard. I just never transferred the training the way I train into fighting, and that was the mental breakdown. So I feel like I have the edge on the mental capacity. Now it's going to be, this is a full, well-rounded fighter now. So.
Well, look, I'm with you, Rob. I think you are his toughest test on paper so far in his career, and for him to go up against you, it's going to definitely, it's going to sort him out. I think he's really going to find his footing against someone like yourself. You're going to really push him to a limit that he's probably not been there yet. He's probably not found that kind of pressure, that kind of experience, and someone of your level, I would say.
Yeah. So, I think they tagged me in one of his posts, and he said something about, and I read the interview. If I get tagged in the interview, I read it. I listen to it. I'm sorry, but you can't just come in. You can't just push the pace against me and just think you're going to just come out here and fight me for 15 minutes. It's not going to happen. The people that have beaten me, they had game plans, and their game plans was better than mine. And that's how I've been beaten. I done some bad, or they had pretty good game plans, and they came in and they really stuck to their game plan. But to say something like that I'm not threatened. I'm not a threat whatsoever in anything I do. And he said that. I think it's a little bit disrespectful in a sense, but I'm I'm looking for the fight. I think it's going to be a great battle. Like I said, I give this kid all respect. He's 8-0. He's earned it. But you step in the cage with a different level athlete when you step in the cage with me, especially the way I'm training. I just don't feel like I can be beaten right now.
Look, honestly, I'm looking forward to the fight as well. Ladies and gentlemen, like you said, it's 4th of March, UFC Fight Pass, Titan FC 37. It's going to happen. I'll be tuning in. I'm in the UK. I'll be staying up till, whatever time. Probably get to bed. I'll probably get to bed about 4 a.m. by the time it's all done. I don't care. It's well worth staying up for.
Man.
Honestly, yeah, I will be, man. I do it. I do that, man. I love it. But look.
Yeah, it's some great fights, man. Some great fights on that card. I'm excited. One of Desmond Green and
Pat Healy.
Desmond Green and Pat Healy. That's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah.
It's some great fights. I'm excited to be on the card.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be a part of it.
I know, it's crazy when you hear the card. You think to yourself that when you're on it, you think I actually wouldn't mind watching it. Never mind be on it. But hey, you're on it as well,
yeah.
so it's a double whammy. Look, have it. Hey, man, I want you to have a great fight against Grant. On paper, it's got a great contrast with the two of you. It's I tell you, it's going to be a good fight anyway. But before I let you go away and let you get on, family time and work, can you give everyone at home your kind of social media stuff that you can jump on to give you a follow on?
Oh yeah, sure. You can follow me at 2 Ways Out on Twitter, also Instagram, 2 Ways Out. I'm on Facebook, Robert Washington. I have a fan page, Robert the Beast Washington. Check it out. Make sure you check out the fights March the 4th live on UFC Fight Pass. It's going to be a blast of fights.
Oh, it is indeed, sir. And what about sponsors? Have you got any sponsors there helping you out?
Not at this moment. I have to talk to my manager and stuff, see who I got. But But shout out to my team, Penny's MMA, those guys. This is going to be a year for us, and I'm excited to see all the new prospects, and shout out to those guys who's been really help pushing me in the gym. I really appreciate it. Look,
and obviously thanks to your missus for being so understanding, letting you fight while you go off and train.
Oh yeah. I always thank her. I try to thank her every day. I gotta thank her today because she has to be at home with the kids while I'm out training. So there's some sacrifices on both ends, and it's a struggle. But at the end of the day, we live this life to do what we love, and this is what I love.
Yeah, man. Look, I want to say have a great weekend at the Titan FC 37 card. Enjoy yourself. have an awesome fight camp and build up to it, man. And like I say, pleasure speaking with you, and thank you very much for speaking with us.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thanks again.